Hello. So first things off, we are going to look at the weekly agenda. Remember, you guys, if you have to make a copy of this, write it down so you know what I expect for the week so you can plan ahead. Remember, about an hour a day you should be spending on earth science. If I don't give you an hour's worth of work and you're all caught up, that's great. Then you have that extra time. If you're not caught up, you should be using that hour to try and catch yourself up. Work on today's stuff and then go back and work on the stuff you owe. Do not leave today's stuff for later because then you will be even more backed up. All right, so this week we've got just the screencast that you're watching right now and the Porosity lab. That's it, no notes today. Tomorrow you're going to have notes on weathering, that's physical and chemical, and then you're going to have a weathering lab. And then on Wednesday you're going to have new vocab for a Kahoot. You're going to have a screencast on, erosion and deposition for streams. You're going to also have a quiz on the water cycle, porosity, and weathering. And then on Thursday, you're going to have screencast notes of, again, it's going to be more like an activity-ish screencast where you guys are going to be doing some work on streams and deposition and erosion. You are going to have another lab. This is a river erosion lab. I know this week is jam-packed with labs, but there's a reason for it. This stuff is very good for you to know, to understand. Friday, you are going to have screencasts on glaciers with notes, and then it's just going to be a quiz. That's it. Here's the thing. The quiz is going to be on river erosions and your glaciers, so the notes you take on Friday, use them for the quiz. Don't skip ahead to the quiz first. Use the quiz as always second after notes. I just wanted to give you a heads up of what we're going to look at next week because it is important you guys to know what is coming. I want to give you as much time as possible to understand what is coming. On Tuesday, because Monday we don't have school, Tuesday we're going to have a benchmark. It's going to be about 20 questions. That's it. That's all we're doing for the day. On Tuesday, we're going to review. On Wednesday, you're going to have the unit test. And I do apologize. I know some of you are going to have a benchmark in another class. You're going to have, I think, all day to do it. That one, and then you're going to have the test in my class. I wish it didn't work out that way, but it did. I do apologize for that. Beyond that, if you have any questions, if you need to talk to me, let me know what's what. Please email me. Please, please, please email me. Use class tag if you can. Either of those ways. Good to get a hold of me. All right, now we're going to go on to today's thing. We have this lovely gizmo. It is, I know we're doing another one. It's on porosity. This one's a pretty quick one. It says, respond to the questions and prompts in orange boxes. Notice how there's an orange box right there? Put your name on it. First thing you do when you get an assignment. Put your name on it. So you put your name on it, and then look at this. If I click right here, it's going to send me right to it. So click on that, get it on, just like what I did. I have it on two different tabs, quick and easy access. Here's prior knowledge questions. Please answer them and explain. So you're going to give me an answer and you're going to explain. Don't give me a one-word answer. You give me a one-word answer, I'm taking points off. It says explain. So explain yourself. I do want to let you guys know with labs, you are doing it by yourself. You're not doing it in groups. You're not doing it with a friend. Do not copy off of each other. That's part of that plagiarism thing that you signed and you did in I think it was in gym class or health class. Do not copy off of each other. Don't. I need to see your train of thought. I don't want to see somebody else's train of thought and you're trying to pass it off on as your own. You need to do labs by yourself. All right, so answer these two questions. Then you're going to go to the gizmo. It says warm up. it wants you to turn on the macroscopic view for gravel, sand, and silt. So what it just means by that is click, click, click. Simple as that. Then it's got a couple of questions about these. What do you think? Which one do you think? And then an aquifer compared to other types of rocks. How permeable and porous would an aquifer be? And type in your answer. All right, so we're going to get ready to get going. If you played around with it, that's fine. Just make sure you click reset right here. Above the gravel container, you're going to click on and observe the water moving through the gravel. Does the water pass easily through the gravel? And then repeat the same process through the sand and silt. You need to answer for the sand and the silt. What do you notice? For both, not one, or both. And then right down here, we have surface water pools on top of the sediments. Surface water can indicate if the sediments are saturated, full of water, like it can't handle anymore, or they're not very permeable. All right, click the reset below each container because you just let it flow for those, so click reset again. So you're going to go to here, you're going to click reset, reset, reset. All right, so on this, what it wants you to do is release about 100 milliliters. Now, when it says about, I'm not kidding. It means about because it is hard to get it right on 100. So you're going to turn this on, and I'm looking until it gets to 300. Right about 300. It's really close. This is the closest I've gotten it so far. So it's going to tell you how much surface water is left. Okay, and then you are going to write it in on each of them. You just saw what gravel is, so you got that answer right there. Based on your data, which is most permeable? How do you know the surface water is not there because the sediment is saturated? How is permeability related to the size of the grains? Remember, permeability means the rate of how fast it goes through things. Suppose you were digging into in a well into saturated sediments. Why is the sediment's permeability an important factor in determining where you put your well? Remember how I was talking about the well, the last screencast? Look back to that if you have to. And what I was talking about, that clay strip that was in the back of in my backyard. All right. So we are going to again reset the containers. So I'm going to go back here and make sure I have reset on all of these. Predict. Which sediment do you think can store the most water? Type it in. Explain your answer. Explain your choice. Your choice is gravel, sand, or silt. You're going to type that in here. Then explain yourself. Okay, so you're going to release the full amount of water. You're going to release all of this. You're just going to click on all. On. You're going to click it all on. And then you're going to write how much surface water in milliliters each of these are. So once it's done, you're going to write in the surface water. Once you type that in, then you're going to be able to figure out. I'll do gravel with you real quick. Let's drain this puppy down. It takes a little time. And look at this time. And off. Whatever. All right, so I know there's 285 milliliters. What I would do is I'd come in here, I'd click on that, and I'd write 285. And then it wants to know how much water is in the sediments. So how do you figure that out? Get a calculator out. 400 minus 285. I got my calculator right here. Right there, minus 285 equals 115. So you will write down 115 milliliters. Then it wants to know the percent porosity. So you are looking at the water in the sediments, and you're going to divide that by the sediment volume. So I'm taking this, and I'm going to divide by 400, and I want to get a percent. So percent, I have, this is my answer. You notice it's a 0.2875. I'm going to times this by 100 because I want to get it into a percent. So my percent is going to be 28.75. Okay, that will be your answer. All right, it says calculate. Find the amount of stored water that is stored in the sediments. Subtract the surface water volume from the original 400, and you're going to write it then there. Then you're going to do the porosity. Divide water sediment by sediment volume, and then multiply by 100. Get that in that bottom row. Which is the most porous and which is the least porous? Porosity. Which one has the better, like the highest percentage? That's going to be in the first spot. The lowest is going to be in the least. Draw a conclusion. Compare the porosity number to the grain size of each sediment. Remember, we had that grain size all the way up here. Explain. Does the grain size determine porosity of a sediment type? Explain what you think controls a material's porosity. Kind of gave you that hint in the notes. And then that's it. Again, don't forget, please make a copy of this for yourself and upload it if you have to, just in case it deletes it. Because I know some of you had that issue and I don't want it to happen again. All right, so this is it for today. If you have questions, please get a hold of me. Let me know via email, class tag. Don't forget to hop on Zooms once a week with me. And besides that, I hope you have a great day.